Hi students, today we are going to write a program to add two numbers using functions. So you already know how to add two numbers normally, okay? But here we have to use the concept of functions along with that. So before going to that, let me tell you, we have already learned how to declare a function, how to call a function, how to define a function. Yes, we have already learned the syntaxes for all these. Now you may have a doubt where to place these things in a program. So just for your memory, I'll tell you where to keep all these. Okay, so normally in every program, the first thing that you do is you include a header file. Okay, so you after you writing a header file and before your main function, that is void main, your main function, you have to declare your function declaration. Okay, if you're using a function in a program, the function declaration should be done and it should be written just after the header file and before the main function. Now once you open the main function, inside the main function you have to include your function call. And once you close your main function, you have to, after outside the main function, you have to define the function definition. Okay, this is how you have to present in a program when you are using the concept of functions. So header file, in between header file and main function, you have to declare your function. Inside your main function, call the function, and outside you have to define the function. So what happens here is, normally function declaration is to tell the compiler that the function is used later in the program. Okay, once you as I told you, every program's execution starts at main. Okay, so once you execution starts at main, once it encounters this sentence, that is a function call, it will automatically move the control towards the function definition. Okay, and after the inside the function definition you will do all these, and that is how you do. Okay, so this is how you have to write a program with respect to functions. Now normally when you add two numbers, there are what the input is two numbers, you have to get the two numbers. Okay, the processing is that you have to add two numbers and store it in another variable, and your output is what you have to display the sum of two numbers that is stored in C. Okay, so once you declare the function, okay, you declare, then inside the main function you call the function. Okay, so inside the main function, before calling the function, you should get the input of the program. Whichever program it is, you have to get the input of the program in the main function. Okay, so that after that you have to call the function will automatically go to the function definition, and inside the function definition you will do the processing step. Okay, so as far as addition of two numbers is concerned, what the input is to get the two numbers, that is A and B. So you have to write it here, then you have to call, and the processing is C is equal to A plus B, that will be done inside the function definition. Now let's look how we have to write we have written the program for that. So addition of two numbers using the program, addition of two numbers using functions. First you have included the header file #include stdio.h. Then you are using what? Then you have to, as I told you, you have to declare the function. Declaration function syntax is return type, function name, in brackets you have to specify the parameter list. So here the return type is int because it's integer value is being returned the function. That is, adding of two numbers, you are adding two integer values, so automatically the return type data type will be int. Here the function name that I am giving is add, and in parameter list we have normally two parameters. Adding of two numbers, how many parameters are there? Parameters in the sense how many inputs are being used here? Two inputs, yes, and you're storing it in two variables, so there are basically two parameters. So for that parameters are always into which type? Integer type. Two numbers are of integer type, so you're giving int comma int. Okay, then you are opening your then you are using your main function, then open your curly braces, you're declaring the variables that is necessary. I am giving x, y, z. Okay, then you are, after that I am getting the input, that is enter the two numbers. I have entered stored the numbers in x and y. Next step is what, as I told you, is function call. Yes, Yes, I told you. Here header file we have already declared. Then main function, inside main function we have got the input. Then you have to do the function call. So here you are doing the function call. How to call a function? The syntax is function name argument list. Yes, so I am writing function name, that is add. In brackets the arguments are x and y. That means the arguments means the parameter that holds the value. Yes, so that value is being held by x and y. So add of x comma y. So automatically where it will go? It will go to the place add x of x comma y, which means the add function is being called. So automatically it moves the control from here to the place where the function is being defined. So it will come to the definition. See, it is defined after the main function, closing the main function. So I am writing int, that is return type, function name, argument list. That is how it is. So int add int a comma int b. Okay, so here in declaration you have not specified x and y. You are just specifying the data type. That is more enough. Okay, but when it comes to definition you have to specify the data type as well as the variable. So int a comma int b, open your curly braces, you are declaring a variable. I am declaring a variable sum, and I am writing sum is equal to a plus b. So the value, we have called the function add x comma y. So x will have a value, y will have a value. For example 2, 3. So this 2 and 3 is carried along and it will be stored in a it will be 2 and b it will be 3. So it will add the value. So 2 plus 3 is 5. 5 will be stored in sum. So and finally I am returning the value inside sum. So return sum. So sum illulla value it will be passed on to the place from where the control has come. Control evade ninnaano vanna avadekku thanne ee sum inde value return cheyum. So z is equal to endannu varum, sum inde value endanu 5. 5 will be stored in z. Now you are printing printf sum is percentage d comma z. Z inathu endundu sum inde value. Okay, this is how it is working. So you have declared your function, got the input inside the main function. As soon as you get the input, you call the function. The function will be directly going to the place where it is being defined. ഇവിടെ എക്സും വൈയും, അതായത് ഫംഗ്ഷൻ കോളിലുള്ള വേരിയബിൾസ് എക്സ് ആൻഡ് വൈ, ദേ ആർ കോൾഡ് ആസ് actual arguments. എന്താണ് actual arguments, and whereas a and b are called as formal arguments. X and y are called as actual arguments and a and b are called as formal arguments. So the value of x and y will be, that is the value of the actual arguments will be copied onto the formal arguments. So this is how you add two numbers using the concept of functions. Hope you have understood the program. Any doubts, please feel free to ask your queries. Thank you.